in to give the flowers, and so gently she takes the flowers from Mariah.
Out of it. Who's happier at this moment, Taz? Mariah May or Toni Storm?
And that could be a toss-up.
Somebody got a tissue.
What up, y'all? This your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoons Delight. So let's get to it, y'all, man. I did a full recap, and this is a very important video that I want y'all to watch, man. I'll make sure I promote this over the next 3 videos I do. Please make sure y'all watch my recap video of the Toni Storm Hikaru Shida match. And the reason why, it's not just because of the match alone. There's a lot of things that I point out. I go over the whole timeline of Toni Storm losing her first title reign to Jamie Hayter last year, Full Gear, all the way up through the growth that she's had. And it's significant growth over the whole year. Make sure y'all, and I'll talk about the AEW's women's division, how far I think it's come in just 1 year, and how they're having their best year since they've been a company as they close out this year. They got a lot of momentum going into 2024. This women's division has been turned all the way around. And one of the catalysts in this division, not only will it be timeless Toni Storm, Julia Hart, Sky Blue, Chris Statlander, it's going to be Mariah May as well. Now let's talk about Mariah May, because she just came, November 8th, I believe was the episode on Dynamite. And she's been built like she's going to be a stalker fan character of Timeless Toni Storm. And it's perfect, because for anybody that's actually taking the time to go watch Mariah May's matches in the indie scene, you know the talent is there. She can ball. She can wrestle her ass off. So I can't wait for her to have her first match on AEW as well. Hopefully we get one on like a Rampage or something one of these weeks. But Mariah May, one of the things, she's going to be the total package because she also has the charisma to go with her in-ring performances. Now I know why there was a bidding, a bid for her services between her and the WWE, because I think the WWE knew she had all of that on the other side as well. But I think Mariah May will shine more being in AEW because let's be honest, in the WWE she's going to get overshadowed. NXT, wherever she's going to start, she's going to get overshadowed because NXT is deep as hell. But it's turned into a very good division, right? I think Mariah May could help AEW more than anything. And now she has the perfect person to play off of, and that is Timeless Toni Storm. So they're doing an All About Eve. We talked about this before, which was a great 1950 black and white thriller. You know, it really set the tone for a lot of those movies that you've seen over the years, where, you know, there's a girl who stalks another girl, like a single white female, the roommate with Leighton Meester and what's her name, Minka Kelly, man. Y'all remember that movie? I don't know how. If y'all go back, you know, with the roommate, y'all know what I'm talking about, man. When did that movie? I think it came out like maybe I want to say a good 10, 12, 13 years ago, something like that. But you know, it looks like all of those other Lifetime thrillers, right? Horror movies, man, where you got some girl stalking another girl, right? And that's what it looks like they're turning this into, right? So Mariah May just met Toni Storm on Dynamite this past week before Full Gear. Then, after Timeless Toni Storm beats Hikaru Shida, like I said, I did my recap. I'm not going to go over it here because I don't want to make this an extremely long video like I made that one. Go back to my last video. I'll definitely have a link for that video on the end screen at the end of the video as well. At the end of the video. So, y'all can click on that. But, so, Toni Storm wins, and she has this great moment. They go into the black and white filter. The music is just glorious in the background. Such a great theme for Toni Storm's character, too. And she's basking in the glory. She's in Hollywood. And then someone gives her flowers. And that's been like an urban gimmick, you know, an urban saying amongst the youngsters for the last few years. When someone does good work, give her flowers, right? You You know, when someone asks, well, oh, give her she needs her flowers. You know what I mean? But they gave her her flowers, right? And it was Mariah May that actually delivered it to her. Not even sure she knew Mariah May was the one that delivered it to her. And that's the thing about this gimmick that's perfect. Because everything about this gimmick is about Mariah May being so into Toni Storm, but Toni Storm not really being that into her fan, right? And this is simple storytelling. You don't need a lot of talent to write, but if you want to execute this the way it should be executed, I mean, you probably need a little bit of talent. So far, so good, though. Who's ever done the Toni Storm stuff leading up to this point the last 3 months? They've done an incredible job with that anyway, so I'm pretty sure it's the same person that's going to do this one. And this is going to be great, because it's a way to introduce this new character that people are into with Mariah May. And we know she's going to go crazy at some point. And just seeing that growth is going to be great. And I think you got a setup here for someone who could potentially... Now, I wouldn't have Mariah May win the title from Toni Storm, but you could set up a potential match that people actually going to care about. Because one of the biggest criticisms that AEW has always had, and this is probably even more glaring in the women's division, but leading up to this point, because they've also done something great with the Julia Hart Sky Blue thing, right? I'm going to talk about that in the next video. It's storylines leading to a match for people to care about it. Now, there are some wrestling fans out there who are like, hey, man, I just want to see the matchup. I don't care about the storyline. You know, I just want to see the matchup, right? But most fans are casuals, and most of the casuals want to see a storyline, because that's what we've been used to a long time. That's how we care about the matches, is if you give us a proper story and feud, we can care about the match at hand. And so that's what they're giving us with this whole Mariah May and Toni Storm thing, man. And I think it's going to be glorious. I think it's going to be great. So far, Mariah May, in the 3 times I've seen her here on AEW, she's done a solid job so far. So we're just going to continue to see how they build this thing, man. And it's going to be interesting, man. So let me know y'all thoughts on it. The early thoughts on Mariah May so far, man. And we're going to get into this Julia Hart, Sky Blue, and Chris Statlander match, man. I want to hit to get this video a like, share, subscribe. Give me y'all thoughts on this, man. Thank y'all for watching. After News to Light.